Yo, what's up, sports bettors? I got a $5,000 play on PrizePicks. So we're going to be going through a bunch of picks for today. And best of all, PrizePicks is running a promo. They run this every single week. It's called Flex Friday. So basically, your first flex play, your first entry is risk-free up to $20, right? So if you lose, you get your money back. And then for donut day, if you go 0 for 6, you get another free entry. But regardless, let's go ahead. Let's get into my plays for today. I have 5 really sharp plays in a flex play. So my first pick is right here. It's from the sportsbook screen on OddsJam. So this betting tool, it's pretty simple. Like any sport you want to look at, any market you want to look at. So I'm looking at WNBA player points. It just kind of gives you a grid layout view of where all the different books are setting the line. So for example, you can see, for Sabrina, Ionescu, whatever, where all the books are setting the line. And basically the way you use this tool is you look for value in the market. So the first play I found on PrizePicks is Ariel Atkins over 11 points, right? So what you're going to notice is Underdog Fantasy, as well as Parlay Play, 2 other fantasy websites, they both have Ariel Atkins. Her line is higher at 11.5, right? As a sharp bettor, all these books set lines independently, so we treat every sports book as a data point on where should the line be set, right? Then you're going to notice Betano, which is a sports book. They have Ariel Atkins line at 12.5 points. So PrizePicks is at 11. Underdog and Parlay Play are at 11.5. And then Betano, a sports book, is at 12.5. So PrizePicks, their line is too low, right? They have their line at 11. Everyone else is higher. So the first play I went with for Flex Friday is Ariel Atkins over 11 points from, again, just the OddsJam Sportsbook screen, which you can see right here. So that's the first play I went with. I always say this, but I like to keep these videos educational. So I know some people, they already understand, how PrizePicks works, everything about PrizePicks inside and out. But the way that PrizePicks works is any 5 picks you select, this is always the payout you're getting, right? You go 5 for 5, 10x, 4 for 5, 2x, 3 for 5, 0.4x. Doesn't matter if you take overs, unders. If I switch this to an AFL pick, so it looks like PrizePicks added Australian Football League, you can see we're getting the same payout on PrizePicks. Any 5 pick entry you create, you're always getting the same payout. So PrizePicks is what we call a fixed payout platform. They don't change your payout based on the 5 picks you select. So what you can do is you can essentially back out, okay, what percentage of my player props do I need to win to be profitable on PrizePicks, right? We know on PrizePicks, any 5 picks you select, you're always getting the same payout. So it all boils down to, what percentage of your picks can you win? They don't change your payout based on you selecting AFL picks, NBA picks, overs, unders, whatever. You're always getting the same payout. So what you're going to notice is on PrizePicks, if you go through the math, and I'll include this spreadsheet in the description, but essentially to beat PrizePicks, to be profitable on PrizePicks, you need to win above 54.25% of your player props, right? You got to be able to get these over-unders correctly above 54.25% of the time. So that's kind of hard, right? If you think about it, let's say you can win 53% of your picks, so you can get these correct 53% of the time, only losing 47% of your picks. That's pretty good, right? You're winning 53%, you're only losing 47% of your picks, but you're still going to lose money playing flex plays. Your ROI is going to be negative 8%, right? You need to hit, let's say, 56% of your player props, only losing 44%, to have a positive ROI. Right? So on PrizePicks, we're looking for player props winning above 54.25% of the time. So one of the betting tools I use is the OddsJam Fantasy Optimizer. Fantasy Optimizer, pretty simple to find. In this Fantasy Optimizer, it works for a bunch of different platforms: Jock Market, PrizePicks, Underdog. I've explained before, and I'll include this spreadsheet below, but I highly recommend get as many of these books as possible. You never know which book is going to have a great promo on a given day. Today, PrizePicks has a crazy good promo, risk-free bet up to $20. Sometimes it's Underdog Fantasy, right? You also never know where the value is going to be. So you can see there's some good bets on PrizePicks. There may not be a lot of value on Underdog Fantasy in a given day. So the more books you have, the more profitable betting opportunities you're going to get. So Underdog, they offer you an $100 sign-up bonus deposit match. Really good sign-up promo when you register with promo code OddsJam. You put in $100, there's going to be $200 in your account. They give you $100 for free for signing up, right? So I use a bunch of different sports books. Out of my $90,000 of profit this year, and I use a verified bet tracker called Pickett, like you're going to see, it's a bunch of different sports books. I use FanDuel, WinBet, Underdog, all these different books. You never know where the value is going to be. Get more sports books. But long story short, the first pick that OddsJam is recommending that's winning above 54.25% of the time is right here. Dela Cruz in the Marlins game, under half of a run, right? So this play actually became profitable and became available on PrizePicks once official lineups were released. So I explained this before, but oftentimes like when lineups come out, so you can see the Marlins game. Who are the Marlins playing? Well, you can see right here, they released lineups, right? All this stuff is new information in the market. Once official lineups are released, that affects, what's the probability Dela Cruz scores a run. If he's hitting, let's say third versus first, that affects his probability to score a run. So when lineups are released, that's often when the best betting opportunities occur. It's just like, when does the price of a stock tend to change the most? Well, after earnings reports, right? Did the company make more or less money than expected? If the company made a lot more money than expected, the stock price will probably go up, right? So this is, really, really important is, it's all reflected in the odds, but long story short, a lot of times these great betting opportunities occur in the MLB once lineups are released. So the first prop bet I ended up taking on PrizePicks to pair with Ariel Atkins is Brian Dela Cruz under half of a run, right? This play is in green because, again, it's profitable on PrizePicks. It's winning above 54.25% of the time, 56.25%. So it's a profitable play in a PrizePicks entry, right? So you're going to notice these plays in red are not above 54.25%. You don't want to play them. They're not profitable on PrizePicks. But if you look at Dela Cruz, what you're going to see is, whoa, Caesars and DraftKings, right? Everything on OddsJam is just based in sportsbook odds. Caesars and DraftKings have his under half of a run really heavily favored, right? Around like minus 155, minus 160 odds, right? The sportsbooks have his under him to not score a run, BetMGM minus 155. All of the sportsbooks have his under half of a run really heavily favored, which you can see right here, right? So all these sportsbooks are data points. They're telling you, right? We're following market information. The sportsbooks are telling us, Dela Cruz, he's a lot more likely to not score a run as opposed to scoring a run. The sportsbooks have his under really heavily favored, right? So PrizePicks is a platform where, just take a look at this, right? They don't change your payout based on you selecting over versus under. Your payout doesn't change. So if all the sportsbooks, you're not smarter than the sportsbooks, these books have invested hundreds of millions of dollars in their ability to set lines. Every sportsbook is saying, Dela Cruz, a lot more likely to go under as opposed to over. So you want to include his under in your PrizePicks entry, right? And then the second play is just Ohtani over 4.5 hits allowed. All the sportsbooks have his over heavily favored around minus 145 odds. You look at the sportsbooks, Pinnacle, the sharpest, smartest sportsbook in the world, they have his over 4.5 hits allowed all the way at minus 149. Right? So the books are telling you, Ohtani's a lot more likely to give up over 4.5 hits as opposed to under. So we're just following the data here. So the final pick I went with is right here. It's on Edward Cabrera over 6.5 strikeouts, right? So this play is from the positive expected value tool on OddsJam. So this tool, again, it works for sportsbooks. So you can see Clayton Kershaw under 6.5 strikeouts. Like, this is a play I already bet. For today on Fliff, I included it in a parlay. So again, you want to have as many bucks as possible. But you're going to see is Cabrera's over, right? Him to go over 6.5 strikeouts. All of the sports books, right? Pinnacle, sharpest bookmaker in the world, Bet Online. They all have his over 6.5 Ks pretty heavily favored. So his over is more likely than his under. PrizePicks is a platform where they don't change your payout based on you selecting over versus under. So obviously, we'd rather include Cabrera's over 6.5 strikeouts in our PrizePicks entry, right? That's a play winning above 54.25% of the time. So it's profitable in a PrizePicks flex play. So the 5 picks I ended up going with are Ohtani Over 4.5 hits allowed. Cabrera over 6.5 strikeouts. Cruz under half of a run. Atkins over 11 points. Bam over 9.5 rebounds. $500 to win 5,000. Let's make some money today, guys.